Time to align, you know, clowning ain't easy. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, right? It's brutal, brutal. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, brutal. At home base, we try to align the sweat and hustle. Go through the bucket look when building our muscles. When passing tests, making messes, taking it to Brussels. Behind closed doors, grinding the hours, your punches thrustle. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, right? It's brutal, brutal. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, brutal. Spending all your time feeling fine, mostly between chalk and that. Doing forms, knowledge enormous, applicated in combat. Presently present, sans resentment, she gonna go far. Knowing all omniscient, sensei's patience went for peace, not war. Punching hard, kicking high to the sky, or so they say. Exemplarily passing on the lessons learned along the way. And that's the way we walk our path from A to B to Z. Silke's got what it takes to take her place at Connie UG. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, right? It's brutal, brutal. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, brutal. We are no chumps, trying to look small. To you at least, we moving up, straight to the top. Once that old man, what a feast, push too strong. We'll never quit. Step on up, fight tonight, cause this is it. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, right? It's brutal, brutal. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, brutal. We are no chumps, we may look small, to you at least, we moving up, straight to the top. Once that old man, what a feast, we push too strong, yo, we'll never quit. Step on up, fight tonight, cause this is it. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal, right? It's brutal, brutal. It's brutal, don't lie, the sweat and hustle. It's brutal.